Is there a particular area that you're looking at now within the startup or tech community?
Are you talking about an industry that I'm kind of excited about?
Yeah.
I'm excited about everything that the blockchain can change. And I'm very excited about Bitcoin. I'm wearing my tie because it's a global currency. It's frictionless. It's got that trusted third party that isn't subject to the whims of some political force. So I'm very excited about that.
You've been a Bitcoin bull for years. You said that it would reach $10,000 by next year. It surpassed that already this year. What do you think has been driving the frenzied growth we've seen in the last few weeks?
I feel like I made it by just 1 month because it was a 3-year prediction at 10,000 and it hit 10,000 in November. I had 1 month to go. I was getting a little nervous that my prediction wasn't going to be fulfilled. And boy, yeah, it did. And then once it hit 10,000, now it's going to find a real market value. People are recognizing that it's a really important part of our global society. It helps bank the unbanked. It gives you a currency that doesn't have to float with the political winds. And if you're in Nigeria and you know that the naira is going to drop 30% a year, why would you ever want to use that as your currency? Why wouldn't you use Bitcoin? Or if you're in Argentina where the trust has been totally shattered because 10 years ago they had a total debt crisis and people didn't pay back. Well, now there's a currency that is not tied to the political winds, and that is really powerful.
But there are a lot of people who are concerned, especially over the last few weeks, as we've seen this huge growth and we've seen a huge amount of volatility just this week. People like Jamie Dimon who say that it's a bubble waiting to burst. What do you say to them?
Hey, look at what his whole life, he's totally controlling everybody's regular fiat cash. Do you think he's going to say Bitcoin's a good thing? It's going to scare the heck out of him. I mean, he's starting to see people take money out of his bank and put it into Coinbase.
But there's a lot of people who
So he's got to be, of course he's going to say that stuff. So, you got to look at who's the messenger.
But there are a lot of people other than Jamie Dimon as well who are worried that because of its volatility, it's not this great store of value, which is the way that it is being touted. Do you think they have a point?
I look at it and I say, volatility against what? I also think people come to me and say, are you going to sell your Bitcoin? And I think, into what? It's like taking gold and turning it into shells again. We know that the new currency of the future is going to be this kind of a currency. It's going to be a cryptocurrency. There's no reason to go back in time to fiat when you can actually move forward and say, this is the new currency of the future. And so the volatility is the panic in the other currencies saying, wait, this is a better way for all of us to do commerce. So, this is a better currency. So why are we in this old currency? And so they're going to bounce around relative to the cryptocurrency. It's backwards from the question you asked.
So is there anything that would give you pause then about Bitcoin?
I'm just so excited that the world is going to benefit from this new technology. I just think it's fantastic. And there are other cryptos that might be pretty interesting out there. We have Bancor and Tezos and Credo. I think that all of those could change the way the currency world works. But I think the currency will go the way the internet did. HTTP was not the best technology, but it was the one everybody standardized around when they were building out the internet. Bitcoin, it's not the best technology now because a lot of interesting new technologies have come, but it is the standard everybody's been building around. And I think the fact that it's the standard and because it's a major brand is going to make sure that ends up being the currency. But there's always a possibility that something else will happen.
And we have seen a number of copycats, many of them just this year at least.
Yeah, there are like 2,000
There are 2,000 of them. So are there some that you would recommend for other people to stay away from? Is it about going to this standard as you're describing Bitcoin?
I would say in general, people should think if they're going to participate in an ICO, like buy some tokens, I think they should think who's behind it, who are the entrepreneurs, what is their movement. I think just starting an ICO to raise money isn't quite the spirit of it. I think an ICO should be a movement, a sociological transformation. It should be something people just say, yes, this is something we all need. Yes, we need a better environment. We need more peace in the land. We need whatever. And that kind of thing is, or we need a new kind of a product for us, or whatever. I see that corporates are for the good of the shareholder, and nonprofits are for the good of society. Well, this is a new thing. It's for the good of a future customer. It's a little like a Kickstarter. And so that's the way I look at these. And I think that people who want to put their money and buy these coins, they should be thinking, is this the future I want to see? Mm-hmm. Is this the future? Are they moving towards something?
Do you think people are putting that kind of thought into it as they buy into it? As we've seen.
Well, I'm encouraging that. I'm encouraging that. I don't know what people are thinking when they do it. Maybe they're just thinking, hey, this is fun, better than playing the lottery, might end up earning money. I don't know why we have a lottery. I mean, it's like a tax on, making stupid decisions.
But you've not been selling out of Bitcoin in the last few weeks as we've seen it rise.
No, I love that.
You're holding
I'm
on
maniacal about this. This is so important for the world. It helps borders dissolve. It helps us all get along better. Having a global currency, that's just like magic.
Well, it's taking a big step this Sunday. SIBO is launching its futures index for it. Is this, there are concerns that it's mostly going to be used as an attempt to short Bitcoin. Is that something that you're concerned about?
No, I think actually it's great because it's a currency and people should be able to monitor whether they feel that it's too high or too low, and it will stabilize and it will become an even more useful currency. The volatility you spoke of is going to be lessened by having a futures market.